Good morning, cadets. It's morning for me. Exciting to be here. It's exciting to be anywhere at this point. I am General Lemuel T. Howitzer, retired. And a lot of people were showing their headshots on Facebook and social media this past week. And I just wanted to show everybody mine. Can you see that? That's my old headshot. So hope you like it. So anyway, if ever Major Hazzard has to miss a show again, that's how I'll show the pictures from the movie. I'll just show them on another phone or an iPad or something. Major Hazzard, are you there? No, she's not.
Oh, yes. You know, a girl had to do her makeup. You know, I just had to like prim and proper for you, just making sure I look good. I mean, I'm from Yonkers, you know, and we're like, you know, they grow some real women down there in Yonkers. We like to put our face on before we come to make you guys, you know, face to face.
So you were powdering your nose.
Yeah, I was powdering my nose and a lot of other different things too. But anyways, thank you, General, for doing another big monster briefing room. I see that our cadets are here. The Farwell cadets are present and at attention.
Got a new shirt. Got my desert camo.
Oh, yes.
Got my desert camo on today.
Why are you wearing that today, General?
Well, we have an interesting training film today. That wouldn't happen if we were in the desert.
Correct.
It's called Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. And I got to tell you, this is one of my least favorite training films because it's a training it's a training film that doesn't take itself seriously. So, and you know, we're very serious here at the Big Monster Institute.
We need to always be very serious, but I think it's the subject matter of tomatoes. You know, tomatoes are not really that scary of a thing, so I think that's probably why it's more lighthearted as a movie. But I do agree.
You wouldn't think they would be scary.
You wouldn't think, but when you watch the training film, you know, the discerning eye, much like our general retired here, his discerning eye can tell you that there's some real problems. So the next time you're fixing yourself a nice little salad, just understand as you put the vinaigrette on there that there are some people that really suffered at the hands of these you know, red devils, as I sometimes call them, you know, red devils. But
my nose is itching since I did the joke about you powdering your nose. Now somebody's talking about me.
Somebody's always talking about you. Now tell them about the caps where they can
young
get the
boy
caps.
Jonathan Phipps. He's talking about me. That's what it is.
He is right now. He actually is right now. That's right.
So anyway,
somebody in the audience.
How do you feel about tomatoes?
Well, like I said, I like them with a good vinaigrette on them. We have you know, more and more cadets showing up. I don't know if you can see, but
so you can actually eat them raw, like sushi. See, I like them in sauces. I like pizza. I like spaghetti, but I can't just bite into a tomato like an apple, like I've seen some people do.
Well, you do know that down in Georgia they have Vidalia onions. And a Vidalia onion you can chomp into. Well, there's also different type of tomatoes. And not every tomato is a chomper. Not every tomato can be a raw chomper. Only raw chompers are certain tomatoes.
Generals do not chomp on onions. We're afraid it'll make us look like we're crying. Okay? So we've got to remain macho. We've got to remain strong.
I just found out this week that a male alpaca is called a macho.
Is this a Cinco de Mayo thing? By the way, happy Cinco de Mayo.
Happy
everybody.
Cinco de Mayo. Hola. ¿Cómo estás?
Yeah, threw that in there for Cinco de Mayo.
We just threw that in there. We just forgot. It's Cinco de Mayo. Also, that reminds me that our colleague, Sandy D, she's going to be hosting a show actually, Drita will be
Yes, that show comes on after this one.
directly
No
after
icing.
this one. So everyone needs to hang out after this show because at 7 p.m. Eastern time, you're going to see No Icing with Drita. And
Of course.
I heard that the Purple Terror is going to be there. I don't know about that. But
He
I
is
just
from
heard that.
Mexico.
Yes, and so he's going to be celebrating the Cinco de Mayo. We got Tom Cheshire. We got Tristan's going to come. It's a whole thing. Drita's there. And I think there's going to be someone else there who's like a hippie, but I don't know. I just heard
That's a heck of a show.
scuttlebutt. It's a heck of
That's
a
quite a
show, and
lineup.
it's going to be directed by Young Gun Phipps. He's going to be directing the whole show, so I know it's going to be
Did
a lot
you
of
just
fun.
call him Young Gun
His
Phipps?
name is Young Gun Phipps.
Seriously?
Like, that's actually his name. That's like on his birth certificate. Somebody in the
Young
audience,
Gun Phipps.
somebody in the audience, or the cadets, but I just wanted to say audience because it's fun to say audience. Is someone in the audience said,
Good
"I
Yonkers word.
love sauce." I put the
Yonkers
tomatoes
word.
in my sauce. Okay. But he said he loves the tomatoes. Then Young Gun Phipps said tomato sandwiches and onion sandwiches, Southern delicacies. That's right. I've had fried. Have you had fried, green fried tomatoes, General?
I have not. Again, I have a hard time with the tomatoes with the jelly part inside and the seeds. Again, I like them in sauce.
I only like them. I'm looking at it right now. I used to love tomatoes, but only in sauce. Only in sauce. When I do them to tomato sauce, I put it in the marinara. I don't know if you like a good Italian meal. I'll cook you one sometime, General. But I just, but I can't eat them raw anymore. It's just too much of the jelly
Well, again,
and the
you're
seeds, and there's like
eating
guts.
Vidalia onions raw, and no.
But in sauce is where they really
Not gonna
shine.
bite into one.
In the sauce, but also hot sauce. I also like a little Texas Pete. You can put a tomato in a lot of different things. You don't have to eat them raw. I know a lot of people do eat
Right.
them raw, but
Right.
It's too
Tomatoes,
gross.
peppers, vinegar,
yeah,
hot sauce. Got it.
that's right. Okay.
Say
So are
hot
we-
sauce.
Hot sauce.
Very good. Good Yonkers words.
It's how we talk. We get a cup of coffee, we call each other on the phone, and we talk, and that's just it. And then we
Okay.
have some tomato sauce.
So, our training film is Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Again, it's not one of my faves because it just doesn't really take itself seriously. But again, if a tomato attack happens, if for some reason this should
tomato
happen,
attack.
or a vegetable, you could say vegetable attack of any kind. At the end they do a little carrot thing. Attack of the Killer Carrots. Whatever. This might teach you something that might help you to save yourself from this vegetable attack. Okay, I do want to say Cuisinart. It's
Cuisinart.
And a long extension cable. That's a good thing to have out there. The guns don't seem to work on it, but a Cuisinart, I think that would make them run. So, all right. So at 30 seconds, we get the pre-credit credit. It mentions Hitchcock's The Birds. And it said people laughed at that movie, but no one is laughing now. And again, the critics, when they probably wrote their reviews for this movie, probably said, yes, that's correct. No one is laughing now. Anyway, at 1 minute, we get our first victim. And that's our pre-credit. And then, boom, right into the movie. And, that theme song. Hey. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Yeah, no, So again, we're back to the victim. The second victim at 4:20 drinks tomato juice and chokes at the table. So if there's a tomato attack, hey, don't drink tomato juice. And don't let your wife smoke at the table at breakfast time. Okay, secondhand smoke. So those things will save you. At 4:30, poor little Timmy gets eaten. We don't see it, but we see his grandma and his grandpa as they watch. And they are horrified, mortified by little Timmy getting eaten by a tomato in front of them. Now, if that were today, they'd be videotaping that with their mobile phones, I bet. Because that's what we do now. We see something horrific, we don't help. We videotape it with our mobile phones. Hey, man, this is hits on YouTube. 5 minutes, they crash a helicopter. This is a low-budget indie film. That was impressive. This ain't Spielberg. And we get a cameo by Jack Riley, who turns out to be the creator of this mayhem. Equally impressive. And our first glimpse of our hero, let's go back to that last slide. It's a picture, photo. That's Mason Dixon. Hey, Major Hazzard, does he look familiar to you? Does that look like Jim Belushi?
He looks a little bit like Jim Belushi to me.
Yeah, he doesn't look like that in the film, but that photo, his headshot, it's headshot week. That photo looks like Jim Belushi.
It certainly does. Certainly.
7:45. Boy, she ducks out so quick. Man, zip zap. Ducks in, ducks right back out. If this were a Dennis Tardon show, gosh darn it.
I'd be there the full time.
The full time.
I'm operating the show. I promise everybody I'm doing stuff. I'm doing a lot of this type of thing.
7:45. The generals and scientists meet in the briefing room. The Marx Brothers did it a lot better in A Night at the Opera on the ship. Yeah, very tight knit, a very small meeting room and folding chairs. Okay. 9:50, the only time I feel that I was not watching a real training film, listening to Dr. Nikotaka. Or that's the only time I felt like I was listening to a real training film, was when I was listening to Dr. Nikotaka here. Those of you who've seen this training film, you know what I mean. Okay, 12:20, Bruce. Come on, guys. We can build them better than that. 14. Swimmers attacked by tomatoes. They like bathers and shiny things. But again, this is a I guess homage to Jaws. Hoping to do a Jaws film on this show one of these days. Maybe Jaws 4: The Revenge. As comedian Richard Jenny says, a movie so stupid with you it smacks you in the face with how stupid it is. But I digress. Okay. Yeah, swimmers. 15:30. How many of you have felt that this press secretary Richardson was a bad hombre? You know, he makes Sean Spicer look like a Cub Scout. All right. What do you think about this guy, Hazzard?
Well, I think he's actually kind of cute. Didn't you see his little, like, he's got some nice jowls there. You know, you can tell a lot about a man by the jowls. He's got the pinstripes, you know, but I do see what you're talking about. But to be honest, I feel like my hormones are overriding me a little bit. You know, he has kind of like a Amber Heard. I don't know if you're watching the trial, but Amber Heard lawyer kind of vibe to him, maybe just a little bit.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But he's still cute.
All right.
You don't see it, but I see it.
Well, of course I don't see it.
I
mean, sure, he's a fine, strapping young lad, but he still has a kind of a creepy vibe on him, and
just a little bit. I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
But we don't spoil anything just yet. And our first look at our leading lady, Lois Fairchild.
Yeah, but
Lois Fairchild.
She looks a little worse for the wear here, General. Our heroine kind of looks like a heroin addict. I don't know if you see it. You see this with the secretary, the press secretary. But this one, like, seriously, like, do you know what I'm talking about? Do you see what's under her eyes? I mean, it's like, Karen Carpenter would tell her to eat a sandwich. Karen Carpenter would tell her to, like, come on, eat a sandwich, all right? Like, just do something.
Yeah,
do something.
Go. I don't think those were coincidences. I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right.
Thank you.
All right. So Jack Riley, our star cameo, he meets his end and he picks up his paycheck. Okay.
I'm getting hungry just looking at all those tomatoes.
Yeah, look at all those tomatoes on the car.
Getting so hungry for Italian.
Oh, the horror. Okay, at 22:10, the situation gets worse. Good gravy. The first thing you should learn from an attack like this is stay out of the produce aisles.
Stay out of the produce section.
Tomato animation on you.
No, it's too much.
Yeah, they'll do funny tomato animation on you. You don't want to do that. So stay out of the grocery stores. All right, now, Dixon meets Fairchild. We do a little Superman joke there, and we move on quickly. There's really no point in that meeting except for that Superman gag that they do there, and if you watch the training film, you'll see what I mean. 23:15, we first hear the song Puberty Love. That's important. Remember that. 24:45, the special team is taken to their special zones to spy on the killer tomatoes. Dangerous work. And we meet our operative Finlander. Pay no attention to the Confederate flag on this man's chest. Ironically, he doesn't like Hitler. 27:30. I can't vouch for the accuracy of the details of this film. That's my little in-joke there. Richardson, on the president's orders, meets the agency that is going to brainwash the country, make them forget about the tomatoes. Ooh. It happens, folks. And 29 minutes, yes, this training film is a musical. That's scary.
Well, I love musicals, but not this one, but like a really good musical. I don't know if you like musicals, but a really good musical would stand out. They stopped making them about the time that this was made. I don't know. It might be a coincidence. I don't know.
Talk about coincidences.
Might be a quinky dink. Quinky dink is what we call
I think
them.
the only movie that's the only musical that's come out since this one is Chicago.
I think that's probably the only one. I can't think of any other one.
I can't think of any others. Well, maybe Cats. They did a movie about cats, right? It's just nobody saw it. Am I right?
I think technically there was a movie. Now speak amongst
There was a Rum Tum Tugger out there on the big screen, but we never saw it. Nobody saw it.
Rum Tum Tugger. Say that 15 times fast.
I've never seen the play either, but somebody said Rum Tum Tugger at a party, and that one stuck right in there.
I can't stop thinking about it after and hearing you say it is something special.
I may have heard it in a movie too. They might have made a joke about Rum Tum Tugger, and I heard it, but again, it's stuck in there, and I can't get it out. All right, so Dixon and Finlander go to their hotel room, not realizing that Fairchild is close by watching.
Oh, yes.
36:15, Finlander has made breakfast, but there's no time. What? This is the most important meal of the day. Come on. So anyway, they've captured a giant tomato. That's the important news. But it turns out to be a cherry tomato. So it's really a giant tomato. 40-20. The tomatoes keep getting bigger. That's Greta. And the nation is beginning to panic at 44-45. The famous scene. Tomato. And everybody goes bananas. Everybody goes crazy.
They go bananas for tomatoes.
Attack of the Killer Bananas. That's the next one. People slipping on peels all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
It'll make millions. 46-45, Dixon escapes an attack and then meets with our scientists. Yes. There's a giant tomato, and then he meets with the scientists, including Dr. Nakataka.
Nakataka,
I think is his name.
Nakataka.
51, Fairchild goes to Dixon and Finlander's room. Wow. They
Look
don't
at
make
that.
rooms like that. Look at that room.
Look
they
at
don't
that.
make rooms like that anymore.
It's so rad. Look at the velour blanket on the wallpaper.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if this bed has magic fingers. You remember those magic fingers? You put a quarter in the bed and the whole bed vibrates you?
I do.
I loved those. Didn't you love those?
They were amusing.
I think they were very relaxing.
I used them. That cheap art on the wall.
Yes.
We're back to our timeline. Our master of disguise infiltrates the tomatoes. But when you do that, don't ask for ketchup. No. 54-30, someone is shooting at our heroes. If you chase a suspect, stay away from the railroad yards. It's tricky to navigate. And the guy's probably going to get away when a train goes by. It happens. Now we finally see the military engagement and the tomato stomp. Why? Go back to that last slide. The tomato stomp.
Did you know that you see that guy right there? He's not actually wearing his uniform because I think he's got a hairy chest, kind of open and exposed to our audience here.
Yeah, he unbuttons his shirt and he doesn't have an undershirt on.
It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace.
He's out of uniform.
He's out of uniform.
He's out of uniform.
I feel like I don't know what to say. I don't know where his commanding officer was. Trying to be like Elvis. Yeah. That's all it is.
Again, we get the military engagement. It's not pretty. We lose. Nothing can stop these things. Dixon comes face to face with another killer tomato. It chases him 2 blocks and into an apartment. But at the sound of puberty love, it throws itself out the window. Bingo. Then there's a car chase. Richardson. Yeah, they chase Richardson into his lair. There he is. And again, he's the bad guy. There's no doubt he's the bad guy. Look at him. He looks like Pat Boone.
Pat Boone was pretty cute too, though, General. Sometimes these bad boys have kind of a draw to them.
Well, that's the thing is Pat Boone is like a Christian, he's like a really good guy.
Yeah.
But then again, He's
Well,
Pat Boone.
this one's holding a gun at us, so I'm pretty sure that
We've all
there's
seen the penis in the box pic.
we've-
You know.
Speak for yourself, General.
Okay, maybe just me.
I'm a lady. We don't do that. We don't do that up in
You
Yonkers.
heard about that though, right?
No, I don't
That
know.
haunted him for the rest of his life. He was just doing a gag. He was doing a joke.
I never heard of it. What was he doing? He did it live on stage or
You know,
what?
he did the thing where he has a gift box in front of his, member.
Who did
There's a
that?
hole-
Who did that?
There's a hole cut in the box. Pat Boone.
Pat Boone did not do that. Don't
He
say
did.
it. Don't say it. I don't think
He
it's
did.
true.
And he went to the center of the earth with James Mason. I never understood that. Elvis was at the top of his game at that time, and yet they called Pat Boone to do that movie. Yes, let's go to the center of the earth. Who's coming with me?
I never heard that
And
about.
it was Pat Boone.
I never heard that. Are we sure that we got the
We
right
should do that one on this
identification?
show. We should do Journey to the Center of the Earth.
I
with
love
James
that.
Mason and Pat Boone.
I would like.
Just the jokes on Pat Boone alone.
Okay, I never heard that. Thank you.
Now I'm going to get a letter from the Pat Boone Society.
I think we're gonna get
Why
a
are you
letter.
razzing on Pat Boone?
We would deserve the letter.
Stop it. He's a national treasure.
He's a national treasure. Thank you.
Stop it. Leave
You can't
Pat
be
Boone
hurt.
alone.
Just leave him in his privates alone. If he wanted to display his privates for a comedic effect, let him. He can display his privates for a comedic effect. A lot of comics have done a lot crazier.
It doesn't sound so bad the way you say it. If he wants to display his privates, what did you just say? If he wants to display his privates for the benefit of
For
a joke?
comedic effect.
For comedic
If he wasn't-
effect. There we go. Then it's okay.
It's okay. Just leave him alone.
Hazzard, what the hell are you doing?
We've been coming. You
You're
come
telling
in.
all young boys they can expose their penis for comedic effect.
It's Pat Boone. Pat Boone
only
can't
if
get
you're
away with it.
Pat
Only if
Boone.
you're Pat Boone. It was
You
a
can get away
specific.
with it if you're Pat
It was
Boone.
a specific circumstances. It was specific circumstances.
Or Seth Meyers. You can get away with it if you're Seth Meyers, but and Pat Boone, but nobody else.
Oh.
Maybe Mike Myers.
Okay, what's going on in this slide here?
So anyway, he's about to tell our hero Dixon how to control the tomatoes. Yeah, the tomato stomp. Why? This movie taught me tomatoes are highly flammable. Okay. You must point out the scene. I must have missed that. All kinds of message from Facebook user. We should put all of our talents together and create a B movie. Yeah. Attack of the Killer Penis Showers for comedic effect.
For comedic effect. It's
Direct
only
and play
okay.
Dead Body number 4. Direct and play Dead Body number 4. Okay, I don't know what that means. Bob Ross, you guys are digressing. We have a serious problem.
Thank you.
Realize that there's a return of the Attack of the Killer. Yes.
Thank
there
you
was
for
a second
bringing us
movie
back.
We were going to
Thank
talk
you.
about that. Yeah,
Thank you.
it stars Gomez Adams, John Aston, Sean Astin's dad. Yes, the journey would be awesome. Beware of tomatoes that are growing. Yes, if you see a giant tomato, chances are no produce aisles. Okay, so luckily Finlander comes in and stabs him and saves the day. Just at the moment he's going to tell our hero how he controls the tomatoes. So you can see them still holding a gun on Finlander. So the climax of this film happens in the San Diego arena. And you can even see the San Diego Chicken there. Famous mascot, the San Diego Chicken. Very famous. So they all gather at the stadium for the final stomping. Puberty Love saves the day, except you see this giant tomato who's wearing earmuffs. Aha! But Puberty Love still saves the day. He has a piece of the sheet music on him. And again, I guess you can't even read that without hearing it. And then our lovers, Fairchild and Mason Dixon, get together, and it's a happy ending.
Woo!
Yes, and there's my notes.
There's the notes. But for our purposes, but that's how you know it's it's a comedy in a way, because comedy means that the lovers end up together, and these lovers ended up together, which is where lovers belong. So
I'm sorry, they had no chemistry whatsoever.
But it's a
That movie.
feel good, ending after some of the trauma. There's a little
They
bit
don't
of
have
tomato
the same
trauma.
kind of chemistry that you and Richardson have. You really dig
I
the
appreciate
bad
that.
guy. You like the bad boys.
I
don't
like
you?
a little bit of a bad boy, with the pinstripes. Also, was kind of like villainy, but like if he had a leather jacket, I could dig that too. I really dig a nice black leather jacket. Kind of Byronic hero like a James Dean.
David
But we
wants
digress.
a winter zombie movie. Is there a winter zombie movie? Tell me the name of it. I'll look for it.
Oh, I think there's a few of them. I remember
We are
seeing a
so
few of them.
off the rails. Hey, we got through the entire thing. Come on now. Ever see Icebreaker? That one with Aston and Bruce Campbell in it. Ooh, sounds interesting. Okay, I'll look it up. Icebreaker. That's a James Bond book. Icebreaker. How did they do that?
That sounds
They
pretty
want to know
cool.
if the clothing streamer would work against the killer tomatoes. The steamer. Clothing steamer. That's a interesting one. I would think, hey, Hazzard, since you left,
I'm here,
I'm
General.
going to pull you right back in.
I'm always
Reel you
here.
right back in. Oh, she's trying to get off again. Do you remember those Popeil peelers? The Popeil pocket fishermen?
Oh yeah, I don't know what
peelers?
because I don't know the slice and dices. I don't understand
Right.
what the big fuss is about the small tomatoes. You just get yourself one of those things, a slice and dicer. You got yourself a salad. I don't know what the problem is.
There it is. Just
It's
get
easy.
you a Popeil slicer. It
Popeil
slices and
slicer.
dices. It even makes julienne fries.
You just have them. You can make some julienne fries with it, and they can be pelting them out with you.
tomato pieces.
Yes,
Crinkle cut tomatoes.
I think it's wonderful.
I
it's
think it would
wonderful.
work.
I think so too. It's a good
I think
one.
it'd work. Again, they they're saying that the guns are not working. Maybe they're just rolling too fast for the guns to shoot them. But if you chop them up, you kill the brain, you kill the zombie. It always goes back to that. So,
Always.
yeah, they're wanting more. They're wanting another zombie movie. I don't know.
You're not into zombie movies as much. You're not
Greatest zombie
as.
movie ever made.
Oh, okay. Here we go. It says Dead Snow.
Dead Snow is about Nazi zombies. Okay, Icebreaker and Dead Snow. I gotta write these down. Julio's here. He's our zombie expert.
Julio knows everything there is to know about zombies.
Dead Snow. Okay, I'm gonna look that one up. And Icebreaker. I remember that one because that's a James Bond book. I read that. Okay, Dead Snow and Icebreaker. Also, I'm looking into Return of the Living Dead, the first one, because that's the one that started the whole zombie eating brains thing. In the George Romero films, they never ate brains. They just ate people. They were cannibals. That's all. So, but what should we do next week? That's the question. I was thinking about doing Horror Express, which is about an alien.
We could do it.
Is it still there?
It's still there. It's
Good.
still there.
Horror Express has got Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee. They're on a train. They're stuck on a train with an alien life form that has entered the body of a caveman that they're transporting. But they
Sounds
don't realize that
reasonable.
there's an alien in it. And the alien will jump into your body and out of your body. But once it jumps out of your body, you're dead. You're bleeding out of your eyes and boom, you're dead. So if it jumps in your body, you're in trouble. Because when it comes out, that's it. It's like when the needle goes in, you don't feel it, but when the needle comes out, it's like nah. So maybe Horror Express next week, and then we'll do a zombie after that.
What about
I like
Jaws?
to do big monsters.
But we're gonna do Jaws. We're gonna do Jaws.
Well, we're gonna try to do a Jaws. I'm
We're
gonna
gonna
see if
try
there's
and
one
do
of the. If I'm hoping Jaws for the Revenge is there's a link to it.
How many
I'm hoping.
Jaws training films are there?
But you know how Universal Studios are. Nah, you're gonna rent it. I just realized something this week.
What
You
did
know
you
why
realize?
we don't have VCRs anymore? Why we got stuck with DVDs? Because you can't record. Well, you can record, but it's very difficult. But you could record all your favorite movies and stuff on videotape, and that was cutting a lot of money out of sales. That's just terrible.
That's awful.
That they would make you pay over and over and over again. Oh, you know what? You have DVDs. Oh, now we got these other little smaller DVDs. They hold 2 or 3 movies. They're going to do something to keep us paying again and again and again to get the same movies over and over and over again.
Over and over again.
I liked my VCR. I
loved it. I loved having a VCR.
I had a top loader VCR. It was beautiful.
We can,
That little
everything
top
else makes
pops
it.
up. It's time for a new movie.
Everything else can take is getting a comeback. Vinyl and all that. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna make a comeback with these.
That one won't come back. I'll tell you right now,
Are you
because
sure?
that means less sales. They're not going to allow it to happen.
That's very true.
And I think
agree.
that's just rotten.
It's rotten like a tomato.
It is.
It's rotten just like
Very
a tomato.
good. Fist
And
bump.
now we've come full circle. Now we've come fist bump, General.
That was
We've
a
now
good
come full circle. With the
Yes.
weirdest love scene ever. Somebody said.
The weirdest love scene ever.
Is that for
Where?
which movie was the love scene?
I have over 2,000 DVD movies. Well,
Goodness.
I'm proud of you.
That's a lot. That's pretty cool, though. Who
I
said
got more than
that?
that, I think.
2,000 is a lot. 2,000 is a
I've got
lot.
thousands and thousands
Do you ever watch
of
them?
movies. Oh, yeah, sure. I just finished watching every Columbo back to back.
I just had to tell John Phipps, Young Gun Phipps, who Columbo was, because he said to me one more thing, and I said to him, "You like Columbo?" And he said, "Who's that?" And I said, "Oh, now."
Excuse me, pardon me, but, I'm sorry, just one more thing. Something was bothering me.
That's what it is. And I told him, look, like every time they think the detective didn't figure it out, then he's leaving, and then he comes back, and that's the zinger. That's how you know you got him.
It's so fun to watch.
It's
the
so
person
great.
React when he comes back. That was like the best part of the show. It was like, oh my God, it's Columbo again.
Yeah, it's like he was so annoying.
And then they gotta go, oh yes, oh Columbo, yes.
They have to be very pleasant and very.
How can I help you again?
But they're really.
15th time.
Yeah, but
Well,
he makes them.
it's just
He makes
one
them
thing
crack.
that keeps bothering me.
He is really like annoying. Like if I were the criminal, I would be annoyed.
And again, in the last 5 minutes, so brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
But that feather, whatever it was,
It's that bubble
it laid in the
gum.
butter there for 3 minutes,
Yeah.
and then he figures it all out.
He figures it all out, puts it all together.
So, little tribute to Columbo on this show. Never would have guessed. Never would have guessed it would happen.
I hope John Phipps is watching this.
I hope I see which love scene is the craziest love scene ever. Oh, here we go.
They said it.
The outhouse scene in Dead Snow. Okay. An outhouse love scene. Because when you got zombies all around you, wow, I gotta have sex.
You got to procreate to
Just makes you
preserve
horny.
to
Just knowing that
preserve the
there's
human
many
race.
Zombies out there.
It's to preserve the human race. That's
We're gonna have to
why.
rate this one R for the kids, because I just said that, and we did the penis jokes about you know who.
Yeah, don't perpetuate that rumor. I still think it's not true.
I'm going to send you that photo.
Please don't.
It's
Please
all over the
don't.
internet.
Please don't. Please
It's all over
don't.
the internet. And he looks so happy.
Was it live on air or was it just?
No, it's just a photo, and
It's just a
he
photo.
thinks it's hysterical. You can tell he just thinks it's hysterical. It's like, oh my God.
How old was he when he did it?
Oh, he was very young. He was very young.
Okay, see.
That was probably around the time he was singing Little Richard songs. Gonna tell Aunt Mary about Uncle John. Glenn's got a business, but he got a lot of fun, oh baby. It's fun to listen to those now because they're so bad. They're so bad. Just like this movie, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. A lot of people like it because it's so bad.
It's so
It's
bad
just
it's
like that
good.
guilty pleasure. It's just like, I'm going to drink a crap load of beer and I'm going to watch this movie and just giggle my little ass off. That's what it's all about.
That's right.
So if you're up against Killer Tomatoes, peels, pocket peeler, and chopper,
Slice and dice them.
slice them and dice.
That's all you got to do.
That's
Slice and
our
dice.
advice to you. Slice and
Yes.
dice. That's our advice.
That's right.
We're going to get a shirt made up that says that.
Edward Scissorhands would have nothing to be worried about with these things. He would just go.
Again, nobody thought to go after them with blades. They're shooting at them. They're doing bombs. The tomatoes are just rolling by, all that stuff.
I don't understand why it
Slice
didn't
'em and
occur to
dice 'em.
someone. Slice
Come
them
on.
and dice them. That's all I can say.
That's why Finlander always carried a sword with him. There you go.
Always thinking, that guy. Always thinking.
So, yes, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Again, I don't want to do a Return of the Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, like next week. I want to do this later on down the line. So, give it some time. I want to do some more Godzilla, some more Gamera, some more, that kind of thing. Love Edward Scissorhands. Very good. Sending hugs, Bob. Why are we sending hugs to Bob?
I don't know. I feel like we always
Now.
should be. I feel like we always should be sending hugs to Bob.
All right, Julio Morales' future watch party on Cosmos.
There you go. There you go. When they make the film, we'll have a watch
Are you
party.
going to show the zombie film? Let us know.
Yeah, there
We'll
you
be
go. Of course.
We'll be there to give commentary.
That would be wonderful. Oh, I would love it. I would be so honored.
Okay, so I'm thinking it's going to be Horror Express next week.
Okay, that's what we're going
Or
to do.
maybe we
then.
should do the Claw. That's the one with the giant like parakeet.
Did we think about Night of the Lupin?
Oh, Lupus?
Lupus? Yeah, Night of the Lupus.
Wait a minute.
The bunnies, the killer bunnies.
I know which one you're thinking about, but it's
They're like huge
Lepus.
bunnies.
Maybe it's Night of the Lepus.
Lepus. Maybe it's Night of the Lepus.
Yeah, Lupus means wolf. So
Yeah,
Lepus.
lupus
Maybe
is wolf.
like-
It's Lepus. I think it's Lepus.
That's
a good one.
choice.
There's also one
That's
called.
a good choice.
There's also one called
That's got
Frogs.
DeForest Kelly in it. Bones McCoy.
There's also one called Frogs, and it's about frogs.
That one's got Sam Elliott in it.
Does it
I
really?
don't know what I'm going to do about these frogs. I'm gonna
You've
call
seen
the
all
dude.
of them. You've seen
I'm gonna
all
call
of
the
them.
dude. Of course I've seen all of them. These are
You've
training
seen-
films.
That's how you got to be general. That's how you got to be the general. How can people get this cap that you're wearing, General? If someone
Funny
wanted
you
to
should
look like
ask.
you. If someone wanted to look like you.
Move right in there.
Very
we have
smooth.
these, actually. Not this particular... I mean, I don't have the camouflage one, but I have a tan one with the black on it. And we have a green one, the OD green, olive drab, with gold stars on it. And we have the black one with the silver stars on it. If you want one, private message me or private message Rory Penland.
Rory Penland.
Yes. And he can arrange that for you. It's $25 for the cap.
There you go. There you go.
There you are.
Contact
If you
Rory
want
Penland.
if you want a cool like shirt, they're cheaper on Amazon.
Don't tell him that, General.
It's not easy to get these though, the stars. I can tell you that right now. It's not so
No,
easy.
you
got
got to earn those. You got to earn
These
those.
you can find them, you can find them online, but they're usually $20-$30 without the stars. So
There you go. This is quite a deal. It's a good deal.
again, it's nice if you can watch your training films in style.
There you go. You can be just like the General.
There you
Love
go.
it.
Indeed. All right. Well, thank you all for joining us for Attack of the Killer Tomatoes this episode. I have got to get into YouTube soon and start tagging these so that people will see.
Oh, yes, of
so
course.
that people will see them. They're
Yes.
just out there in cyberspace floating with no tether.
Tag your friends because the replay is just as good as the live part, so everyone should tag. Some people prefer the replay, Sometimes some people want to watch it when
I get that.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch it at 6 o'clock. I'm making dinner. I want to watch it at 11 o'clock. I'm getting drunk.
Exactly.
I get it. You shouldn't be getting drunk though when you're learning how to save your life.
That is a good point. I think that's a very good point. Well, we want to
But I
remind
get it.
everybody that next week, we have another monster at 6 p.m. Eastern again. And then tonight, stick around because in about 20
You do that.
minutes.
I'm going to do Night of the Lepus next week.
Dorita.
We're gonna
Let's do
Killer
Lepus.
Bunnies.
We made a decision. Let's do Lepus.
Killer bunnies. next
All
week.
right, we're doing killer bunnies. Everybody, we got to do like a campaign smear on it. We got to do a smear. We got to
Killer
talk
bunnies.
about it. So it's gonna be Night of the Lepus, everybody.
Because a lot of you don't think that bunnies are dangerous.
Once you see this training film, you'll never think that again.
Yeah, you've never seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Rabbits can be extremely dangerous. Be careful. They can leap about something. Look at the fangs and the nasty big pointy teeth. So yes, we're gonna do killer bunnies next week. That's perfect.
Okay, somebody
Thank
said
you.
it. Somebody said it makes their day that you're doing Lepus,
Yes.
and people are saying they're terrified of
DeForest
bunnies.
Kelly. I'm not a rabbit. Damn it, I'm a doctor. I'm doing all my shtick this week.
I love it.
We should save it for next week.
Okay, so everybody come and hang out at No Icing with Drita.
Yes.
And Purple Terror's going to be there. Tom Cheshire's going to be there. Tristan Moonbow's going to be there. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be fantastic.
It's always amazing.
And there's also going to be a guest appearance by a new person that we haven't seen before. So that's kind of a surprise. I'm
Very
looking
good.
forward to seeing it. I'll be watching it on the replay, because Replay Squad is a real thing. But have fun, everybody. And Lepus next week, right? So pinky swear. We're pinky swearing that we're doing Lepus. Are we doing Lepus? We're doing
Yes.
Lepus. All
Yes,
right,
we're doing
Killer
Lepus.
Bunnies.
Look, see my penis.
You another Pat Boone. You and
See
Pat
my
Boone.
pinky.
You
Yes,
and
it's
Pat Boone.
Look, it's Pat Boone. Look. And your name is not Renee.
I know. I noticed that. That's why I put in the comments up, because it's going to take too long to fix it. I noticed it at the end. Can you believe it? Oh, I'm so concocted today. Everything's
I want to
concocted.
thank you so much for such a great show, Major Hazzard. Thank you
Oh,
very
yes,
much.
it was so good. Thank you so much, General. I salute you.
This is
Thank
the
you for
way
your
I like
service.
it.
This is the way you like it. You'll get more of it. Then thank you very much. And I
Yes.
have my name tag on here.
I forgot mine too. I got to put it like next to my neck.
So you got to put it next to your neck so you don't forget.
So, ouch.
Okay,
Maybe
boy,
I'll put it on my
everybody.
hat.
Put it on your hat.
Next
Boy,
to the stars.
everybody. We'll see everybody.
Good night.
Good night.